Hello YouTube, this is Hopefully Green here. I just wanted to show some of the products I picked up today at the local nursery. I got a couple different bags of soil. I usually use the Pro Mix, which they also had the bag of Pro Mix there too. But they also had this Black Gold. And I picked up a bag of the Black Gold garden compost. Plus they had a product that was composted manure. And picked up a couple of bags of earthworm castings. They're a different brand than what I use from the store. The store brand, not much difference. The store brand has 1%. You can't even see that, but one of these bags have 1% nitrogen, 1% calcium, and 0.40% iron. These other bags of earthworm castings have 1.25, 1% calcium, but no iron. So I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference or not. But also picked up these two bigger pots. They're 16s or 16 inches. I usually go from the 1 to the 3s to the 5s, but the last run I skipped going from the 1s to the 3s to the 5s and just went from the 1 to the 5. And I'm thinking if I'm going to use the 3, I'm going to have to use the 1, 3, and then maybe transfer into this bigger pots, these 16-inch. Because I got two G13s that are really getting some bush on them, so and they're in the 1-gallon pots, so I think I'm going to just transplant them right into the 16. And the neighbor picked up a packet of autoflower seeds, and he said if I wanted one, stop by. So I'm getting situated with this one. I bought some cages. I know they don't like to be transplanted, so I got the one older pot with the mix of Pro Mix with the last of the earthworm casting, which was about a half bag of earthworm castings to about a bag and a half or 2 bags of the Pro Mix, and I end up with a little left over I put in the bottom of these two. But I think for the rest of these two here, I think I'm going to mix the 1 bag of Pro Mix in with this bag of Black Gold natural and organic potting soil. It says plus fertilizer, but from what I understand, I talked to the guy that was selling it at the nursery. He says the plus fertilizer is the earthworm castings. So I'm not sure if that's exactly right. It didn't say anything on the back, but of any, those, some soils have those feed for months because they release certain amount. I don't think that's what this one, the Black Gold, does. So I think I'm going to go with Pro Mix, mix it in with the Black Gold. I got the extra perlite. I think out of the 2 bags of that, I'm going to mix in a whole bag of the earthworm castings. I got 2 of those. And then mix in this composted manure in with the soil, and then this garden compost blend. I think I'm going to just use it as like a top dressing. The top few inches will be that garden compost on the top, because I opened these up just to look at him, and there's no perlite or anything. It's just compost. But this Black Gold has tons of perlite in it, and it's a darker breed than the Pro Mix that I have. It's just, you can tell there's peat moss. In here, I guess it's darker soil because, like the guy said, he puts they put the earthworm castings in, so I don't think that's going to be too much earthworm castings if I add the 1 more bag to the 3 bags. But that composted manure, I wasn't quite sure what was the difference between manure fertilizer that they had there and the composted manure. I mean, obviously they composted the manure, but I don't know what kind of difference, if there's microbes in them or whatnot. But that's pretty much why I like to use this Pro Mix, is because it's called Mycoactive, and they say some mycos mixed in with the bag. So, and that nursery I went to sells Omri products, so all these are Omri listed. He was talking about that like it was something, I'm not too sure what it is exactly, but like I said, I just got home and I wanted to make a quick video. Also, I picked up this Nature's Care. I know it's a Miracle-Gro, but it was the only they only really had Miracle-Gro stuff. They had some other stuff, but this was organic bone meal, and it happened to have a rating, NPK rating of the it's not gonna do it, is it? Alright, well, 680, and with a 7% calcium. So I'm not quite sure how to use this, because it says in square footage how to use it on the back of this square footage, and the bags are a cubic foot, so I don't know, I'm gonna have to probably do a little math, figure that out before I mix it. But also they had the pH tester. I wanted to, before I go and buy the expensive pH tester, they had this little kit that seems easy enough to use. You put the water solution, because like I said, I've been going off of the well, and the well, just using those pool strips, but the pool strips weren't really, they told you everything. I didn't need to know if there's no chlorine or anything, but this is just for the pH. Also, I happened to get the sulfur, the Bonide sulfur, which is 90% sulfur, and it's going to be good as a preventative spray for some certain bugs and whatnot, I'm hoping. That's the plan anyways. Also, had tried this product. I'm not too sure. It's called Rapid Start. It's got an NPK rating of 1/0.5/1, and it's supposed to really explode the roots. So this little sample pack only makes 50 gallons, but a teaspoon per 5 gallons. So I'm going to try to give that a whirl. I use the Great White microbes on transplant, but this seems to be good as like the root drench. Mix it up, and once you get them transplanted, maybe I'm going to use them. Not sure, but that's the one thing I don't think I use with the advanced lineup that I have is anything for the roots that much. But this is supposed to be Rapid Starter. It's by General Hydroponics, but this stuff is kind of expensive, so just got the little one to try it, and that should be good enough for the veg. He said you really don't want to use it too much in the flower, but you definitely want to start your root mass early on from cutting stage once they get roots. And that's what I'm going to try. A couple of saucers too, but that's about it. Some more bamboo stakes for those plants. They got 2 more weeks, and they really are putting on the weight in the last 3 weeks. I was kind of surprised. They actually did make it through the nuke burn with a quick flush, which showed a little bit of nutrient deficiency because of the yellow leaves on the bottom. But after that, started feeding again, they just really started packing it on. So I'll make a video of that later on too. But just want to say thanks a lot. And these cages too are going to give them a shot. I got 3 of them. 1 of them for the autoflower, and then I'm not sure when to put the cages in, because I tried to put the cages in on some other of the plants I got vegging in there, and I don't know, I'll either have to snip some of these sides and open it up and then close it back up, or just I must have let them get too big again before we put them in the cages. So that's about it. I'm going to try some of these new products, see what the heck happens, and definitely go with the bigger pots. And maybe get a bigger root ball, and with the rapid starter, should have a good handle on it. And now that I'm going to check the pH, make sure that rainwater's not too low, and make sure that the well water's not too high. Try to mix them both and see if I can come up with a good mix and see what goes down. And with the plant spray, should have good problems with the bugs. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said, this is the first time I'm using this black gold, and like I said, garden compost, I'm not really sure. Should just mix it up, but I'm not really sure. So, but the earthworm castings worked great on that flush. I used it as a top dressing for the plants, and it was they must have loved it, because and had no trouble. So I'm gonna start I'm really gonna start using more earthworm castings as a top dressing throughout the veg stage, and well, throughout the growing. So that's about it. ProMix Black Gold and a few bamboo stakes. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate all the support. Everyone's been great. Can't beat the friendliness of this community. Just a bunch of growers helping growers, and everyone want to see everyone exceed. You can't beat that. That's really what it should be all about, is making sure everyone. And that's kind of why I'm trying to make the videos too, is to kind of help me take notes and kind of learn and share my learning experience from other people that I've learned and watched, because everyone out there's got a ton of information that's just so helpful. And due to the good vibes that are spread too, that's a real good part of this growing community too, is just everyone loving to help everyone out, and you can't beat that. Alright guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good night.